Two. Hello, check. Two. Well, I tried to stare. I tried to do the daily stare, Marty, but sometimes, like, I don't see myself immediately before turning on the camera because it's that, like, loading screen. And then I turn it on and I'm just like, oh, God, it's not working for me. That's not working. Today's one of these days. He's just too happy. That's right. That's me. That's what they say about me. That's my problem. Too happy. That's me. I think I'm just going to hang out for a little bit today, folks. I was actually I was planning on maybe just taking the day off today. Still physically don't feel that great. Just didn't sleep well. You know, whatever. I don't need to get into my weird physical issues. Haven't felt that great. I thought I would probably take the day to just more take care of some other stuff and chill and try to come back with like a full length stream tomorrow. But I don't know. I thought maybe I would just kind of pop in for a little bit, have a quick chat. Pop in and have a quick chat. Come back full strength tomorrow. That's my plan. That's my tentative plan. What do we think about that? How does that sound? How does that sound to you, chat? Are we going to talk shit about the Bucks for an hour? Oh boy. Well, I don't want to talk. Listen, I'm torn here. Great. Some say Grayson Allen is still out there Euro stepping today. That's right. Listen, a friend of the stream, elite community member, Dakadoon, big Bucks fan. And honestly, I understand sports pain. Believe me, I've been through it. I've been through as a veteran Toronto Raptors fan, I've been through a lot of depressing late game collapses and disappointing playoff exits. Okay? It sucks. I know it does. And I don't want to increase that for our friend Dakadoon. Increase the sports pain that Dakadoon is feeling. At the same time, though, I do kind of like it at the same time. I'm so sorry, Dakadoon. I'm sorry. Frankly, I'm a little salty about some of the past battles the Bucks have had with the Raptors. I'm still a little salty about them winning that title a couple years ago, even though they're an enjoyable team. They're an enjoyable team, smaller market. Giannis, a great superstar to cheer for. At the same time, though, I just kind of still enjoyed it. I still enjoyed seeing the big meltdown. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm trying to own up to this. I'm feeling the Schadenfreude or whatever, whoever you pronounce that. But still saving those timeouts. That's right. You might need those eventually. It's like in an RPG. You know, when you get the good items, but then you don't want to use them. You don't want to use them because it's like, oh fuck, I'm going to need this like super important item later. And then you just finish the game and you've never used it. That's like Coach Bud with the timeouts last night. We're going to need these eventually. No. Let's actually run out the season with a Grayson Allen Euro step, actually. Let's do that instead. Why not? Why not do that? You might need them to beat the game. That's right. Let's do that. You know, still tons of time left on the clock. And they just couldn't do it. I don't know. That's it. I enjoyed the meltdown. I did. And they were well in control of those last two games. And it's a tough series for the Bucks too. I mean, Giannis was injured in the first game and missed game 2 and 3 as well. Like, that's fucking rough. But yeah, we're fully in control of those last two games and just couldn't shut the door. And that's pretty unfortunate. I think, you know what it is, Dakadoon? Like, that's why I think you have a sick sense of enjoyment of other people's sports pain. I think it's because, like, you're like, now you feel how I feel. I think that's part of it, you know? I felt like this Raptor season was unbelievably depressing. It was unbelievable. There was such bad vibes throughout the whole season. You know, I didn't want to even be part of that. I didn't want to have anything to do with it, and I still got some acute sports pain at the end of the season. So I think you kind of relish when other people are feeling the sports pain, even though you simultaneously empathize. But you're also like, yeah. I kind of feel better about the Bulls getting beat by the Heat since they beat the Bucks. Yeah, same thing. And then the whole Raptors playing thing in general. It's like, clearly they were not good enough this year. And that's indication of that. And I don't know, the Heat, I don't like the Heat either, but very easy to root for. This is the problem with these like Eastern teams. The Bucks, the Heat, the Knicks, even the Cavs. Like these are likable teams. Knicks have a bunch of fun guys. Knicks fans have suffered so much over the years. At the same time, though, I just like don't like them, and I don't want them to succeed. I have this petty feeling. About all these teams. But it is easy. That's the thing. Even though I don't like the Heat, it's hard not to root for Jimmy Butler when you see him like that. And just the way that Spoelstra was talking about him last night as well. He's basically a psycho. He's like he's taken over the crown from like the Kobe MJ. They're an actual psycho about winning and competing and this kind of stuff. Bucks have a new owner now too. Not sure what's going to happen. I'm hoping it's just a new coach and losing Brook next season. Well, Dakadun, I got one thing to say to you about that. Get ready for the Nick Nurse experience. I hope you enjoy that. Which is honestly not even an insult. Nick Nurse is a great coach. I think it was about time that he left the Raptors, but honestly, a really good coach, and will probably be a good coach for them. I'm not even trying to like be mean or whatever. I think Nick Nurse would be actually a nice fit for that group. Just about any coach would be an upgrade over Bud. He was uniquely bad last night. I will say that. I mean, Budenholzer's had success elsewhere. I don't want to just go say, he's a bad coach. He's been very successful, but at the same time, he won a ring. That's not nothing. With, this like MVP level talent and kind of that, a lot of tools at the disposal, but zero excuse though. Like they won in spite of him. Zero excuse for last night. That was horrendous. That was like an all-time level coaching. That was not even a situation like Giannis. Yeah, missed a bunch of free throws. That was unfortunate. But like, this is not a situation where the player, like that was literally like on the coach. Like the coach fucked up and cost him the game. Same with the previous game. They were on this big comeback. No timeouts. What is with Coach Bud not calling timeouts? I don't get it. Look, there's nothing wrong with calling a timeout. It's okay to do that. They were on this big like 13-point comeback, and it's like they just didn't call a timeout. Didn't call a timeout at the end of regulation yesterday when they had time to take a shot. With the series on the line, didn't with 2 timeouts left. And I understand this whole thing of like, well, you don't let the defense get set up. You keep everyone on their back foot or whatever. But like, clearly when Grayson Allen is Euro stepping his way to the clock running out, clearly something's gone horribly wrong. He won't call timeouts when the other team has a big run, takes out players when they're hot. Catching the other team off their guard is a really good plan until it doesn't work. Exactly. That was really bad stuff, but very entertaining series. I gotta say, I've been really enjoying. I haven't sat down and like watched the NBA playoffs just as kind of as a fan of basketball in years. The Raptors have been so consistently good, like decent to great over the last 10 years that I really get invested in their series, and then after they get bounced, I'm usually kind of like only half paying attention. This is the first year in a long time when I've actually sat down like as a fan every night, and I'm just watching all the games, and it's been fantastic. Honestly, I've really enjoyed it. The Kings loss last night was unfortunate. I'm still hoping they can pull that one out. I'm still, even though like the Lakers are technically like the underdog team in their series, I'm not going to root for the fucking Lakers. I still hope that, even though Dylan Brooks got kind of humbled, I'm still hoping the Grizzlies can pull that one out. Hawks, I mean, I don't really like the Hawks, but fuck the Celtics too. So again, it's more like I would like to see them lose. You know, I'm not crazy about the Hawks, but like, yeah, that would be a decent outcome for me. Especially when the Celtics were so close to closing out the series and then blew it. Can't believe Rib hates the Irish. Well, only Irish Americans. Not the I love the Irish. Irish Americans, though, not so much. Not so much. I even like a lot of the players on the Celtics as well, but no. Can't do it. Can't do it. It's going to be a fuck the Celtics for me. Yeah, I have been really enjoying watching that, though. And what else have I been watching? I've been watching the final season of Better Call Saul. Finally making my way through that. It's MASH. Right now it's MASH, Better Call Saul, the NBA playoffs. And I've watched a couple of... I'm getting a little bit into the original series Star Trek, which, as big of a Trek fan as I am, have never watched. Except the odd episode here and there. Where are you with MASH now? I'm on season 4. I'm making my way through season 4. The first season with the two new cast members, BJ and Colonel Potter. And I definitely missed Trapper and Henry Blake. And the Henry Blake episode is still devastating. It's just absolutely devastating. And I definitely really like that original cast, but the new cast is pretty good too, and they've got some pretty good episodes. I've been watching the NHL playoffs and getting into Gravity Falls. I may watch the Leafs game tonight. I haven't watched any. I've been following the NHL playoffs, but I may watch the Leafs game tonight. Talk about savoring other people's sports pain. If the Leafs are not able to do this, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know if like I'm gonna have to be like checking in on people that I know that are Leafs fans because I just don't know. I don't know how they're going to handle that. I honestly just I'm not even a Leafs fan, and I just want them to win just so like people can not feel that. You know, I genuinely do. I just want them to have this, you know? It would be great. I don't know. I can't wish that. I can't wish that on anyone, honestly. Even though I just went on that big spiel about savoring other people's sports pain, I can't. It would be too painful for people. You know, just let them have this. If I was the Lightning, I would even just be like, you know what, it's not our year. Let's just let them have this one. There's little kids that are going to be traumatized. There's little kids that are going to be traumatized if they don't do this for their lives. You're 4 years in and the show is just revving up. As amazing as the early seasons are, the later ones are the ones people remember. Well, I guess I'm going to keep going. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep going with the new cast, but I guess MASH is just great to have on in the background. Like I often I fall asleep to watching MASH, or like when I'm picking up or whatever, I'll throw an episode of MASH on. It's just there's so many episodes too. It's just great to just kind of throw it on if you want to have something playing. I should start just streaming those in the Discord when I'm watching them sometimes. The early episodes where Hawkeye writes to his dad are pretty classic. I think they do more of those, though, and they expand the letter writing episodes to other people. There was already a BJ letter episode, and there was a Colonel Potter letter episode to help like bring them into the cast. Yeah, they are pretty endearing almost immediately. It's to their credit to both of those guys. It's like the sports analogy. It's next man up mentality in the MASH cast. You got these iconic characters leaving in season 3, and these two guys come in, these ringers come in, and immediately just fit right into the system. You know? That's really good stuff. So I don't know anything else. I don't think I have much else to report. I think we covered sports. I'm talking about what I'm watching on TV. I'd like to thank people again that came and tuned in yesterday, and just generally people that come in and tune into this stream and hang out. Sometimes I feel like when I say this kind of stuff, I'm kind of laying it on a little thick. It sounds not genuine or whatever, but I really, really do appreciate it. It's like psychologically, especially like, on Twitter and everything, like what was going on when you become like the center of some kind of like tweet storm, and all of a sudden people like getting mad at you and quote tweeting you, and doing this like bad faith Olympics, like what we were seeing with my tweet yesterday. It can be really overwhelming. I was talking about it. It's stressful, and genuinely was like really, really helpful for me to just be able to come on here and hang out with you folks and talk about that and explain like in depth and with nuance my entire thoughts and my position on this. Like, it's just genuinely really really helpful for me to have this platform to be able to do that. I was watching back some of what I was doing yesterday, and I think I did a pretty good job of explaining my exact viewpoint on these things and talking about this kind of like chauvinistic mentality that comes out with some of these Americans. I think it was very valuable. And if one of these like weird people that get mad watched it, I hope they do, because I think I did a pretty decent job of explaining myself. And I think a lot of the folks that were getting mad at me yesterday or whenever were doing so in pretty bad faith. And I hope that people that follow them were able to see through that. And also people from other countries as well. If you follow these like American leftists, I hope you pay attention to how they talk when like someone from outside the country starts saying things that they don't like. And keep an eye, like make sure you understand that some of these people have these, the moment, like they're socialists or whatever, until the moment someone from outside the country criticizes them. And then all of a sudden this like flag waving, nationalistic, chauvinistic, American exceptionalist attitude comes out. I think you should be like, people should pay attention to that. Not an ounce of international solidarity. I mean, it's really remarkable to me. It really is. Like, to me, being like, I know became cool or whatever to be a socialist, because for a while it's like edgy, but like to me, that's, as I've talked about before, that's a central part of what it means to me to be a socialist, is to be an internationalist. It means you're part of an international movement, and it means paying attention to what's going on in that movement in all around the world. And some of these people, like I was saying yesterday, have no problem talking about Brazil, Latin America, Israel, the UK. They talk about international politics all the time. But the moment someone criticizes America, they get this like chauvinistic mentality, this American exceptionalist mentality comes out. I think it's really, ask them about Cuba. Again, they don't live in any of these places. None of these folks are shy about commenting on politics in other countries. And I just wish these people would just get over themselves. It's kind of sad. It's kind of sad to be like an American and be like an ostensibly smart person. Many of these people are smart, I think. And you don't understand the idea that you live in the global hegemon.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob talk you through all this.
Like, just
Good
get over
noon
yourself.
To the most triangle est reverse clout not cult community, and to our special wriggling worm deity Rib.
Get over yourself. You live in the global hegemon. People from around the world are going to comment on what's going on in your country. Like, fucking get over yourself, relax. Thank you very much, Johnny, for the 13 months of tier 1. I'm really happy you're in the community, Johnny. Thank you. Get over this fucking American exceptionalist mentality, though. Seriously. You know what happens when someone from another country says, like, oh, Canada sucks? I say, yep, you're right. Oh, Trudeau wears like stupid socks and uses progressive language, but he's actually this neoliberal nepotism case. And I say, yep, yeah, that's correct. I don't go, get out my Canadian flag and start waving it around because I don't care. Because I don't have feelings of nationalism or chauvinism or Canadian exceptionalism. You know? I don't care. Say whatever the fuck you want about Canada. I really do not care. I don't care where you're from. You know, I really don't. Oh, Jagmeet Singh is like stifling the progressive movement is being funneled into the NDP and is going nowhere. Yeah, you're right. I agree. Thank you for your contribution. Canadian exceptionalism would still just be a cheap ripoff of U.S. exceptionalism. Well, and Johnny, like in I guess in defense of some of these folks and this attitude that people have, there are like Canadians that don't ever comment about what's going on in Canada and do have this Canadian exceptionalist mentality and think that Canada is this great, enlightened, and progressive place and talk about America all the time and are obsessed with American politics. That is a thing. That does exist. And that is annoying. But like anyone that knows anything about me or has listened to one thing that I have to say about politics or any of the commentary that I do knows that I am not like that. You know? So I get that those people exist and it's annoying, but I am not one of those people. I just logged on. Are we talking about Bernie bending the knee to Brandon and how much suck to him suck ass? I'm just telling like Americans to like get over and I know it's not you. If you're in the chat, you don't have this because you're here hanging out with me and listening to me talk about this shit right at this very moment. But this fucking American exceptionalist mentality that some people have, I think it's really kind of something that people need to get over. And stop being so fucking defensive anytime anyone from outside of America has something to say about the country, the nuclear-armed, rapidly declining global hegemon. You know? Like, fucking give me a break. Are you serious? Oh, dude, it's wild because we have the same shit here. Libs think that Canada is like the fucking Holy Land. Well, Johnny, like that's part of the reason that I do the work that I do. I think it's important to inform people about what's going on in Canada, including people that don't live here, like Americans that might have this distorted idea about Canada. That's exactly what I've been trying to do as long as I've been doing this like commentary or podcasting or streaming or whatever. It's been part of that project of what I'm doing here is informing people and making sure that people don't have this misconception about Canada, that it is some kind of progressive paradise or whatever. Like that's what I've been trying to do in the kind of work that I do for going on like 5-6 years now. As a Canadian who rightly recognizes how fake and embarrassing this country is, I react with vicious hostility to any potential international comrades that might offer solidarity with by agreeing with me about this place. Yeah, or just saying a basic uncontroversial truth. Like Pelicans is saying, they got so mad and it's like, do you think Bernie did a good job turning his popularity into an effective organization? Like, really? That's what people are mad at. And I'm sorry to go off on this again, but like I was saying, it's genuinely psychologically helpful to me to be able to come on here and say these things. I kind of wanted to, because when everyone's yelling at you on Twitter, it's like, I don't want to stir the pot even more. My inclination in those moments is just to like mute the thread, move on, say like people can do their little tweets or their discourse or their quote tweets or whatever the fuck you want to do. I hope that people and their followers are like smart enough to notice this like arrogant kind of chauvinistic mentality that comes out in those moments, and they'll see the bad faith that these things are being said in. But otherwise, I just don't think about it that much. But I did genuinely kind of want to go on Twitter while that was going on and be like, tell people to fuck themselves and stir the pot even more. But I don't know if it's a good idea. You know, in those moments, my inclination is just to kind of like move away. I'll start tweeting about other stuff, let people do their little discourse and just move on with my life. But I did kind of I had a inclination to do a tweet with this kind of like message about this chauvinism that comes out in these moments. So anyway, I spent all day yesterday, the whole time I was on, talking about this. I don't need to continue ranting about it, but I do think it's something that's like a genuinely kind of troubling. It's not just about my mentions. It's a genuinely troubling streak that you see with these like American leftists or progressives or social democrats or whatever the fuck they want to call themselves, who have this American exceptionalist mentality, even though they pretend that they don't. They pretend that they don't, but they clearly do the moment the opportunity comes up. You know, don't be a chauvinist. No, and Canadians too. You're right. Yeah. Like I was saying, there are Canadians that are like that as well. Like, people need to drop this chauvinistic attitude, this nationalistic attitude that they have. There's nothing leftist or progressive or socialist about being a fucking nationalist when you live in the global hegemon or the imperial core, or whatever you want to call it. That's not being a leftist. That's being like a liberal American exceptionalist that wants healthcare. Yeah, thank you, Twitch6935. Thinking the U.S. is the least evil of all the countries in the world is still exceptionalism. Oh, of course, yeah. I mean, it's not recognizing America's like extremely malevolent role that it plays in the world, and non-benign role it plays in the world. Oh, of course, Canada is part of the core. Canada is a junior partner in the like rules-based international order. You know, it's a global cartel headed by the United States, and Canada is a junior partner of that. Like I was saying yesterday, Canada is both a victim of it and we're a junior partner in it. We're basically treated like a northern resource colony by America. Like, we just saw Joe Biden come here last week or 2 weeks ago, or whatever it was, and give this rousing speech in our parliament, and everyone clapping like seals for them. And we have no independent foreign policy. We have a few minor differences, you know, but ultimately, when the State Department tells us what to do, we fucking do it. The whole Meng Wanzhou incident is the number one, is a great example of that. Yeah, the existent shift manager in all of this, exactly. So Canada is both a junior partner in it, and it's a victim of this. Canada's the dumpy cousin to the U.S. that can never offer more than a meek, whimpering denouncement of whatever it disagrees with the U.S. on. Exactly. Yes. You'll get annexed before Puerto Rico, so there's that. Yeah, well, once the water shortages really intensify, I'm imagine the arrangement's going to be formalized even more, the way this whole thing works. But that's what I mean. If you live in one of these countries, if you live in the imperial core, get rid of this fucking chauvinistic fucking attitude, this nationalistic attitude. It's honestly embarrassing. I think it's kind of embarrassing and pathetic, frankly. The U.S. is going to go full cannibal on Canada, eyeing those sweet, juicy tar sands y'all got. That's right. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's already happened. I mean, our whole tar sands project, it's not like that's benefiting people that live in those communities. It's not like the money that's earned from selling the oil that comes from those tar sands goes into building roads and schools and hospitals here in Canada. It goes directly into the bank accounts of mostly American multinational corporations. You know? That's the kind of funny thing. It's like we don't even need to have it be annexed because that arrangement already exists. And you'll notice that when folks in the chat who are American are saying things about Canada, you notice how I'm not getting all fucking defensive and being like, okay, American. You'll notice that I'm not doing that.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
What were we doing 30 months ago?
It is a children's argument. Thank you very much, Netlocked. Thank you for the tier 1. 30 months of tier 1 from Netlocked. Thank you, Netlocked. What were we doing 30 months ago? What was that date? That's 2 years. So that's March. Fuck. I can't do the math with the live. I get too anxious. October 27th, 2020. Okay, so that's right when I started. Like, that's right when I started doing the show. Late October, because I did a few streams right before the election. Like a few weeks before the election. Yeah, you've been subbed since like day 2. I had done a few streams before that, prior to that, but that's when I started doing like TRRS. Y'all do get a little defensive if someone hates on Putin, though. Well, that's just like not a valid position, though. You know, if you say that you don't like Putin, you're just like lying to get a rise out of me, and that's not something that I respect. American impression. I have two versions of it. The one is the when I just sound like Elvis, like shooting a gun and being like, I go, ha. This show ain't no good, ha. That's my other American. I guess that's the South. That's my side. Like the entire South is that. And being like, okay, American. And being like, okay, American. I don't even know what that is, honestly. I don't even know what this is. I just do that sometimes. I have no fucking idea like what that's meant to be. Genuinely. Take care, Matt the Quick. Thanks for. I'll be back for a full stream on Friday. I'm not going to stick around that too long today, but I'll try to do a full 3-4 hours on Friday. I walk out my door and see 5 guys like that here in the U.S. That's just, there's no explanation for it. That's just what they do. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me to explain it. Marty, you've not had proper poutine. You come here to Quebec. We're gonna go out for some poutine, okay? And you will like it. You will like it. You will eat your poutine and shut the fuck up, and you'll like it. How about that? If you ever visit America, I need to take you to a late night Walmart trip. Aren't you in Jersey, Johnny? Are you in New Jersey? Is that right? Do I have that right? I might actually be in Jersey this summer. Maybe we could do an impromptu meetup. I don't know. If I'm there, I'll be doing like family stuff. So I don't know if it would be possible, but maybe we could do an impromptu meetup. We'll see. I have no family in Jersey. It's just like a vacation thing. If you ever visit America, we'll cruise around in the Volvo and just hit all the popular joints. The mall, the movie theater, the 7-Eleven. I would honestly love to go to a big American 7-Eleven. Why Jersey? I don't know. They got nice beaches. I like that East Coast touristy beach vibe. I love that. That's my shit. Have you heard Harris's new speech? I can't believe the DNC is going to use her in the campaign. I looked at it, but I didn't. I was going to save it to watch on this stream. She's fucking hilarious, honestly. She's genuinely really funny. Communists should never cling on to a personality. It's a science, so hear me out. Can Stalinists and Trotskyists stop using those names? It's the 21st century, time to move on. I mean, I think part of the problem is that there's a whole segment of the left, sloppy dong, that uses Stalinist as like a pejorative, as a way to kind of like pigeonhole people or to disregard what their viewpoint is or to not engage with it. So I think it's hard because sometimes, like, I don't think that's accurate, but also at the same time, I think sometimes you need to lean into that because it takes away the power of using these kinds of words as a pejorative. And a lot of people on the left in the West are trots as well. I mean, that's just the reality. A lot of our, like, whatever infrastructure, as such as it is Trotskyist in its nature. The difference is that trots hate being called trots. Yeah, and I think a lot of people squirm when the Stalinist accusations come out, and it makes them go, no, but, and then you start denouncing all kinds of stuff, and because you don't want to be lumped into this category because of the way that we think about Stalin as a figure. But that's when I think that's what ultimately gives you this kind of incoherent viewpoint. When you start denouncing the very things that you're kind of trying to promote and uphold and you believe in. A good communist keeps their framed photo of Stalin in pristine condition. I do have my Stalin book. See it up there. Maybe one day I'll take the plunge.
We
Maybe
simply
one day.
use the computer to mark up the size of the account.
In short, they failed. And the code word for such failure is Stalin. As soon as a revolution becomes Stalinist, as they all did according to Western Marxists, then it was not a true revolution after all. The seeds of that failure were already embodied in the
moment of revolution itself. The seeds of that failure were already embodied in the moment of the revolution itself. That's interesting, Dimitri. Thank you. What's that quote from? Here's this Kamala Harris thing, though. This is from what I saw, this is fantastic, honestly. Is that from Black Shirts and Reds? Yeah, I was wondering if that was a Parenti. Here's Kamala.
So I think it's very important, as you have heard from so many incredible leaders, for us at every moment in time, and certainly this one, to see the moment in time in which we exist and are present, and to be able to contextualize it, to understand where we exist in the history and in the moment as it relates not only to the past but the future. So
I'm always saying this. This is what it feels like explaining historical materialism to someone who can't read. Thank you, Johnny, for the link. Thank you. I like that. I'm going to check out that entire paper. It's fantastic. It's really so funny how, the whole Democratic primary was about anointing someone that was not Biden. And you saw everyone got a little tryout in the media. Kamala was number one. She was number one on the bench, basically. Elevated to see, can this be like a big national figure that leads this party? And then Pete gets a turn. Then Beto gets a turn. And Elizabeth Warren got a turn. And it's been really amazing to see that whole process just like completely fall flat. And all these people that they hold up to be like taking the reins from the Joe Bidens of the world, and they keep holding them up and just completely falling flat. And then so even though Kamala and Pete get totally rejected by people, they still get these like big positions in the administration because they're team players or whatever, and they're still hoping to use these positions to elevate them to that point where in 2024 we don't have to rely on like 83-year-old Joe Biden to do this. And now it's been like going on 4 years, and people are still like, no. People are still just like, no, we don't buy this. No. And Biden's like, okay, I guess I'll just have to do it myself. I'm an ancient old man. I'm like a fucking skeleton that has a tissue paper over it. And I'm just going to do this anyways because no one is buying this, despite opportunity after opportunity and like giving these people these huge platforms. They have just failed miserably to connect with anyone. Because who would connect with this? Except like weird, extremely online people that are like people that are paid by the DNC to like be online supporters of people and post memes about them. Who is this for? Who does this appeal to? This kind of language, you know? No one likes it. And we settled on the 85-year-old who's been around forever. That's right. We're getting back into a U.S. election season. We're gonna cover every moment of it. I'm sorry to the haters and detractors. I'm sorry to say we will be covering every moment of it and all its ridiculousness. Listen here, fat. listen. Because he was about to say fat ass, but he stopped himself. Right? Like we all know that that's what that was. I'm willing to bet they denied any sort of debates because they shoot him up with a bunch of stacked nootropics and amphetamines. He'd die on stage. I think they're still giving him that stuff, though. They're still giving him the good presidential amphetamines, absolutely. I don't know what they're giving Kamala, the vice presidential Percocets or something. You don't want that. That's for after. That's for after the speech, not before.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
OMG 1 month until the sub-badge upgrade TRRS my father.
Alana, thank you very, very much for the 23 months resub at tier 2. Very close to that highly elite, highly exclusive TRRS golden sub badge. Did you see how shaky he was for the South Korean president visit? No, I didn't watch that. I know sometimes he doesn't have it. Sometimes he doesn't have the juice, but they do give him the good stuff sometimes. Why? Yeah, that's great. Yeah, he sung American Pie. And, of course, Bernie and him, this absolute chauvinist piece of shit South Korean president as well, who's doing all these...
You're going to have good old Rob to
ripping away labor protections from people and doing all kinds of horrible shit himself while they're engaging in these provocative military exercises on the border. Then they're sitting around together, hanging out, threatening to nuke the DPRK, which Bernie, of course, supports. But no, we can't mention how that's disappointing, right? We can't talk about that. Biden's literally sitting there talking about nuking DPRK. Great. Yeah, based Brandon, Dark Brandon or whatever. These people who unironically have memed themselves into becoming Biden bros. Sad people. Sad people, honestly. Yeah, the South Korean president is a right-wing piece of shit. It would have been a collaborator during the Japanese occupation of Korea. For sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Talking about American politics again as a Canadian, you're canceled. Americans are very famous for keeping their big fucking mouths shut. You know, Americans, how they're always so cautious about speaking out about things happening all over the world. Very famously, we all know this about our American friends. We all know this. Do we have to see this? Yeah, there we go. I guess we should watch it. Why not?
We know this is one of your favorite songs, American Pie.
아메리칸 파이가 가장 좋아하는 곡 중에 하나시라고 들었습니다. Yes, that's true. Yes, when I was going to school, it was one of my favorite songs.
Well, we wanted to hear you sing it.
This man is fucking old.
It's been a while, but
A long, long time ago, I
this is
can
great.
still remember how that music used to make me smile.
This is
And
bad.
now I knew
to
if
me.
I had my chains that I could make those people dance and maybe they'd be happy for a while. A February made me
So true.
shiver
It is pretty good.
with the paper I deliver.
It's
Bad
it's troubling politically, but yeah, Marty, I agree. It's better than expected in terms of the actual performance. I will cop to that. Okay.
news on the doorstep. I couldn't take one more step. I can't remember if I tried when I read about his widow bride. Something touched me deep inside the day the music died.
I feel bad for our country, but this is tremendous content. You're not gonna do the chorus?
Now, there's a fellow who wrote that song, Miss American Pie, that couldn't be here.
Didn't even do the chorus. What the fuck's
He
that?
wanted you to have his signed guitar.
그분의 사인이 들어 있습니다.
Oh wow. Is the song about how the U.S. is a massive spying operation in the South Korean government? There should be more
Don
songs like
McLean,
that.
you
Don
know,
McLean. Don McLean이래.
now
Thank you
the,
so
so
much.
the
old.
next state dinner we're going to have, you're looking at the entertainment.
He's so old. Holy Lord. I would vote for Joe Biden if he went Jeff Jarrett. That'd be fantastic. Yeah.
United States or its allies or partisans. A nuclear attack by North Korea against the United States or its allies or partisans or partners is unacceptable and will result in the end of whatever regime were to take such an act. A nuclear
Like who's threatening a nuclear strike? It's the United States of America that committed a genocidal war in this nation. You know, it's the United States of America that are holding these joint military exercises on their border where they killed in a country where they killed 3 million people. You know? And framing the DPRK as the threat. No, this guy is very based, though, definitely. Based Dark Brandon, for sure. It's definitely good that the leader of this massive movement, progressive, transformative movement, is just like on board with all this. I think that's fantastic. I think that's really fantastic. Which nation has used nukes on civilians? That's the question. That is the question, isn't it? You forgot how Korea invaded Korea. We had to commit those atrocities. We had to. They forced it when the North Koreans invaded their own fucking country. Oh, think about all the democracy points South Korea got from that stunt. Exactly. Exactly, folks. So I don't know, folks. What else do we got? We got anything else in the news we need to talk about? Again, I'm low energy. I think I'm gonna say goodbye soon. I think I'm just gonna say goodbye soon for today. It's a brief check-in. I'm gonna try and come back full strength tomorrow. I did pick up a little bit of momentum since starting. I picked up a little momentum once I had my Coke and got riffing with y'all. You want a Rocket League before Lana's wrestling show tonight? Maybe. I'd have to do a podcast later. I have to do a podcast at, I think, 7. So I don't know if I'll have a ton of time. Get you on that presidential amphetamines. I gotta get some more amphetamines, frankly. I need to make amphetamines more of my lifestyle again. For a while, I was an Adderall guy. I think I need to go back to that. Just imagine the streams. If I get back on Adderall, imagine the streams that I could do. I got all kinds of unmedicated mental illnesses here I'm dealing with. Imagine if I got actually some help for some of these things. Watch out. Watch out, folks. And do 2 streams at once. That's right. There we go. That's absolutely right. I did see Tucker's video, yeah. It's funny. He's got such a funny way of talking. Where he asks himself questions. I realize that's one of the main things that he does. You know? Or he asks the audience questions and then answers them. It seems like I've been fired from my lucrative job as a commentator. Is that okay with you? It's not okay with me. Either does that kind of thing, you know? What kind of a country are we living in when we can't have civil debates about things like demographic change and whether we should be feeding the homeless and migrants into a giant wood chipper? Is that a conversation you want to have? I sure do. It's like that. Do we have any word on what Tucker's next career move is? I don't know. I think he seems like he might be doing his own thing. Matt, I'm not repeating that. Good Lord. He could move to Twitch. Imagine that. What's going on? The globalists don't want you to give subs to this channel. Is it okay with you to let the globalists tell you what to do? It's not okay with me. It shouldn't be. I don't think Fox News demographic is on Twitch. No, he's going to become the next Vosh, actually. He steals the slub worm. Some streamers will tell you that the slub worm is their own property, and no one else can use this trickle-down clout technique. Is that fair? I don't think so. Are you outraged by this? Not enough. Femboy Nazi Tucker. That would be a new arc. Don't think you should subscribe? Think again. A subscription means no to this channel means no subscription for the others. The others, I mean the people that took away green M&Ms fuck me heels. He loves those sexy candies. Tucker Worm God arc becomes the new. The sicko leftists are calling it a cult. Tub streams. That'd be great. That'd be fantastic. This might be better than your Alex Jones if you keep refining it. I think I'm starting to get it. Now that of course he's fired and he's probably going to be not as nearly as popular. Now I'm finally starting to get that. If you want the sexy green M&M's and fuck me heels emote, you're going to have to subscribe for $5.99 a month. Rob and Hot Tub Guy crossover when I think I set the limit of 1K subs. That's if I ever get to a point, and I'm not expecting to. I'll tell you that much right now. In fact, I'm giving it a high ceiling because I don't expect to ever get to that level. If I get to a level on this platform where I am in the 4-digit subs, I will do a hot tub stream or some kind of a bathing thing. If that's what you sickos want. And again, I'm not expecting to ever get there. I do not believe I will ever get to that point. If I do, if I get to 1K subs one day, I will do something, some kind of a bathing situation. I don't know. I will cross. I'm not expecting to get there, so I will cross that bridge when I come to it. How many subs are you at right now? I'm nowhere near there. I'll tell you that much. Something about what the sickos want. It's what honor demands.
You can count on me. You're going to have good old Rob to talk you through all this.
Jared Leto Joker, Rob. Thank you, Sloppy Dong Milo Siddiq, for the gifted sub. Someone in this community wants me to get there. I will figure that out when that time comes, Johnny. That's why I'm not expecting it to ever happen. That's why I'm saying this. If I ever get to that point, I will figure that out when that moment comes. How about that? Sloppy tongue Melosidic. God damn. Oh. Oh boy. We got some wacky names in this community, folks. We got some wacky folks in this community. I'll tell you that much. Good morning, Rob. Good morning, Friendship Triangle. What a beautiful day to be subversive. It is, but I'm leaving soon now. Up the Reds, not because you just got here. Again, I was planning on skipping the stream, and then I was like, I'll do a brief check-in, and then I kind of got a second win, but now I feel like I've said enough times that I was going to leave that I can't stay now. I don't know what to do. I'm kind of hungry. Do I eat now? I don't know. How I had was I had a croissant earlier with my coffee. I had a nice coffee and croissant and vape pen. NBA highlights morning, actually. It was quite enjoyable. It's like the perfect 23-year-old's breakfast. Hey, well, listen, almost 40-year-old's going to enjoy this as well, all right? It's not an age thing. It's not an age thing. I'm allowed to do that too. No, I did not see that human person. I didn't see that. That sounds about in line for Canada's political characteristics, though. The denazification never graffiti. Canada not beating the Nazi inspiration allegations, I'll tell you that much. Am I hungry? I ask myself 4 hours in, only drinking coffee. I'm broke as fuck, eating ramen pretty regularly at 33. I mean, listen, ramen is just delicious. It's cost effective, yes. But it's just, it's unbeatable in terms of the crossover between cost, time to prepare, and deliciousness. Like, I can make a really good meal in like 15 minutes. Which probably all in costs less than $5. This is not the financial situation I thought I'd be in when I was 23. Well, me neither, but I've always kind of like been in weird industries, you know? I've always tried to like be an entertainer, which is a funny thing to try and do, but I think when you're in that lifestyle, you kind of can't have too many illusions about how financially lucrative it's going to be. You know, that's all I've ever really been interested in doing since I was probably, 16, 17. And here I am still trying to do it, but also maybe trying to do something mildly informative or I don't want to say important because it's a Twitch stream, but not completely devoid of value. How about that? Any delicious quick ramen recommendations, chat? Well, I think here's the pizzicata. Here's the big tip for me that's kind of unlocked a lot of things when it comes to ramen. You can get kind of any kind, and even the kind that's just meant for like a soup. One easy way to like make it kind of a next level thing is to like, rather than make the soup like it says on the package, whether it's like a Shin ramen or a Sapporo or whatever. That's a beer. Sorry, I'm thinking about is it Sapporo Ichiban? I think that's one of the popular ones as well. Whatever it is, though, rather than making the soup like it says on the package, drain the water or most of the water, maybe a few spoonfuls of water left. Mix in the flavor packet there with the noodles. Add a little soy sauce. Add a little sesame oil. Add some chives, or green onion, and an egg. And stir up the noodles, add the egg on top, and then you're in flavor country. You're in fucking flavor country. And that's just the soup and the oil, whatever, and the chives and an egg. That's nothing. That's like a few bucks. Oh yeah, if you put the fried egg on the mee goreng, I know, it's just unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I might eat that right now. Oh, it's the same company. Okay, I see. They make the beer and they make the noodles. That's interesting. For yolk filled. Yeah, no, it's just fucking fantastic, isn't it? No problem, Pizzicata. It's my pleasure. Fish sauce is good as well. Yeah. Absolutely. I think I might release some more music. I've got a couple of other songs recorded that I just never put out on my Bandcamp page, and I think I'm gonna add them. I was listening to them this morning. That I did these songs a couple months ago, and I was like, you know what, this is pretty good shit. Hack Matt Walsh and link your Bandcamp. Thank you, human person. I appreciate that. It is our friend, Benny, aka Bleep Blomp Ben. It's her birthday today. I just see this. It is our friend Benny's birthday today. Let's go raid Benny's channel. Show her some love and support on her birthday. There you got your raid message there. Fart Party 69. I'm sorry, it was just a brief check-in today. Tomorrow, I promise, I'll be back full length stream, okay? This is my promise to you, the community. I'll be here a good 3-4 hours tomorrow. Just too sad from the Bucks loss. Exactly. Devastating. I'm gonna Euro step my way out of here, just like Grayson Allen. He was really open for a floater too. Like, even though Grayson Allen is not the person you don't want the ball in his hands when the season on the line. He did have, with still like a second on the clock, a wide open floater, and he Euro stepped into traffic and just didn't even get the layup off. You know, he had an open jumper and open floater from about 15 feet. He was like, you know what? I'm going to Euro step my way right to the buzzer. How about that? How about if I do that instead? Oof. I'll talk to you folks tomorrow.